Parents, I've got something on my mind I want to talk to you about. Many of our kids are transitioning back to school, but they may have to come home or they may have to transition back. There's so much up in the air right now. And I want to remind all of us that we set the tone for how our children feel. And more than that, we actually create the meaning of their experiences for them. Remember when they were little and they would fall down or they would hear a scary noise and they weren't sure what it meant? They would look at you. And if you looked freaked out or upset, they would get upset. But if you looked calm and relaxed, they would know it was okay. They actually looked to you to create the meaning of that experience. And because all of this right now with going back to school is so unknown, given our current circumstances, they are looking to us to create what does this mean? We are creating literally the meaning for them about this experience. So when they look at you, are you going to be calm and relaxed or are you going to look freaked out? Now, I want to really challenge you. No matter how big your house is, your children are overhearing you much more than you know they are. Just like you're overhearing them much more than they know you are, right? When we're living in close quarters and their development is unfolding in front of our eyes, we're learning a lot more about our kids. And I don't think any of it was meant to be watched this carefully. Um, but they're hearing you, whether you realize it or not. Imagine if you needed to go see a doctor and you overheard the patient who just left that office saying, "Oh my gosh, that was so terrible. I don't know what they were thinking. That was really a miserable experience." And then they come around the corner and you say, "Hey, what was that like?" And they say, "Oh, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. It's all good." That's what the experience is going to be like for some of our kids because you may be telling them it's fine, it's fine, like the school's got it, your teacher's on top of it, like you'll be fine going back to school. But they may have heard you saying something different. Familiar? Maybe you open up your text and you are texting your child's co-parent or a best friend and you hit record. So it's getting the voice memo and you're saying things like, "What in the hell is this even about? I mean, did you just see that email from the school? I mean, how in the world are they supposed to keep these kids safe? And boy, this is a terrible idea. I mean, really, could they make it any worse?" And your kid overhears that. And then you're like, "Okay, guess what? You get to go to school on Wednesday," right? They may hear you on the phone. They may hear what you're saying into your voice messaging system. They may overhear a conversation with a neighbor. And if you are kind of freaking out and critical and saying, "This is a terrible idea," and there's a chance your kid's hearing that, it's going to really undermine their sense of safety about feeling okay about going back. Now, if you decide it's not safe and you don't want your kid to go back, whatever reasons you've got, great. If you decide you want them to go back and you're feeling anxious about it, great, whatever. I'm not saying you shouldn't feel or you shouldn't make a decision. What I'm saying is what your kids are overhearing from you and what you're communicating without knowing verbally and non-verbally is going to create the meaning for them. What your kid needs from you right now, even if you are really afraid and it's hard and you're not sure if this is the right thing to do and you don't trust what the school is doing or you don't like what the school is doing, talk to your friend, talk to your significant other, or whatever, but make sure your kid isn't hearing. I'm a big fan of parents being authentic, but I think that we should not rely on our children to be the bearers of all of our feelings. They are not our therapists. They are children, even if they're adolescents. What they need from us is for us to convey competence and confidence. If your kid asks you something and you're not really sure or you don't know if it's a good idea, to just say, "You know what, I'm not sure what the thinking is behind that, but I know they're really thinking it through." Or, "I'm not sure about that, but let's find out about it." Your kid needs to feel from you that you're saying, "The school's got this and we've got this. We wouldn't send you if we didn't feel like it was the right decision for our family." So be so careful right now. Your kids are looking to you for what the meaning of these experiences are. Be careful about what your kids overhear. Be careful about what you're saying and communicating, because it helps, it makes it reinforces for you what you're feeling about it as well. Give your kids the message that the grownups are in charge, that the grownups are doing their job. It may not be perfect, but that we will figure it out and that we've got them. That's what they need to feel comfortable walking into something unpredictable that they, of course, have lots of big feelings about. On my website, tinabryson.com, you'll find lots and lots of videos about how we can help our kids handle this transition, around safety messaging, about using mental rehearsal, and all kinds of other things related to helping them reduce anxiety during these transitions. But the most important part is you. You set the tone. You create the meaning. So make sure that you're conveying to them what you really want them to know and understand and feel about this experience.